Well, hello model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ral, and this week's featured build here is a 70 Dodge Charger RT that I had built. And Dodge, there were a few changes, but not a whole lot done to the Charger in 1970. But there was quite a number of options that had changed. Obviously the chrome wraparound front bumper, which is one of the things I really like about the 70, is that bumper and grille. I really like the 68s and I really like the 70s for that reason. For some reason, for me, the 69 is that little partition that they put in the very center. I'm not too fond of that. But I do like the taillights. And I like how they were done where they kind of look like one piece, but they're really not. And from what I understand reading, the taillights from the 69 and the 70 are actually the same. It's the chrome tail panel and taillight treatment is actually different. So it makes them look different, but they're really not different. So I found that quite interesting. And another thing that they added were the high impact colors, which is another reason why 70 is one of my favorite years. I did this one in Sublime here, and optioned it out a little different. As you can see by the engine callouts, this one doesn't have a Hemi in it. It's actually got a 440 in it. One of the things that I decided to do with this particular one, see if I can get the hood. There we go. The 446 pack was now available in the Charger for 1970, so I did this one with a 446 pack. So one of the interesting things, here's a piece of trivia for you if you like trivia and Mopar trivia. The 70 Charger was one of the few cars that you can get a 446 pack in, but air grabber was not available. You could not get air grabber, the Ram Charger hood or the air grabber package on a Charger for 1970. It became available in 71, but not in 70. And there's actually two more Mopars that the 446 pack was available in. Ram Charger package was not available on. There's actually four. One of them Mopar doesn't admit to building, but there are three that supposedly exist. That's being the 70 Dodge Daytona. Mopar says they didn't build any 70 Dodge Daytonas, but there are three that were known to have been built. One of them is plum crazy purple with a sunroof. It's a pretty well documented car. It's been around, and then the other two, I'll leave that to you guys for a trivia question. I would really like to see if you guys actually know which cars in 1970 got the 446 pack, but no Ram Charger package or air grabber package was available on those two models. So I would be really interested. And I'm not talking standard, because you can get a Challenger without the air grab or the shaker, the air grabber. But the shaker was available, and then the CUDA, same kind of thing. But pretty much a lot of the CUDAs though, well, the Hemi CUDAs definitely came with the air grabber, but it's kind of interesting to read some of that stuff. But I'd be interested to hear in your comments what vehicles, if you know, the 446 pack was available in, but no air grabber package was available. Kind of a trick question, but I like automotive trivia, so I figured I'll throw that out there and just see what your responses are. And then onto this one. Another thing I like about the 70s is these RT scoops right here. I like that particular thing. And also the pistol grip 4-speed, the actual pistol grip shifter, that was the first year. So I would love to get as a real car, a 70 Charger with a Hemi or 446 pack, but 4-speed manual transmission with the pistol grip shifter. I think that's really cool. But this particular car, I built this one. This one's back in 2004, I think, is when I was looking up the history on when I built this. So this is from 2004. And believe it or not, this is not a vintage MPC kit. I know it looks like it. It's actually a Modelhaus Resin copy of the MPC kit. And back then, they weren't too expensive. Resin kits get kind of expensive, but I remember paying like 60 bucks for this. Matter of fact, I enjoyed building this one so much, and they're so rare, that I at the time I thought I'll never find an original and build it. But so I bought the Modelhaus kit, and it already, the chrome's already there, so it's all Modelhaus. And then I dressed it up with the 440 callouts and the blackout on the hood. I'm not really sure if centering the 440 emblems is stock or correct, or more towards the side. I've seen both, but don't really have a full-on answer. But I liked that particular combo, and then I liked the difference of this C-stripe. But on one of my other ones, I actually have two Modelhaus resin kits. I enjoyed building this one so much, I bought another one. So I have a second one unbuilt, and I will eventually build that. And along came later was I actually have an MPC kit that was kind of glued together, not painted. So I got the box, I got the kit, and the chrome was no longer good. So I have an actual 70 MPC kit that all the chrome is redone. I tore it apart. It's stripped and well, it didn't need to be stripped. It wasn't painted, but I tore it apart, and it was done with epoxy glue, so it came apart. No, it's not a glue bomb. It literally looks like a brand new unbuilt kit, but nothing's on the trees anymore, and it's pretty cool. So I've got some ideas on building one as a custom and building the other one. I know one of them's going to be plumb crazy with the white interior, and the Hemi will be in that one, and I haven't decided if I want to put the more modern chassis under it, or from not the more modern, but the kit bash it with the more recent tool, 69 GTX or 68 Roadrunner 70 Cornet. That AMT kit's engine compartment and chassis, I've done that a few times, but I may do that to one of them. And if it is, it'll probably be the resin one, since it has no chassis. This one, when I built this one, I took the motor from one of those AMT kits, so that's the AMT 446 pack in there, and it looks awesome, and it pretty much dropped right in there. Even though I am using an AMT chassis on this one, it's the one that's probably vintage correct for the MPC. So this is actually what my I'll show you a picture. I had built one of those really terrible AMT 69 Daytonas that was really rough, and the whole nose cone was puttied on, and I did all the body work, and I painted it a dark green. I didn't paint it the correct green like this, which technically wasn't available on a 69 Daytona anyway, and I put a black stripe on it. I'll share some pictures of that car, but that one ended up donating its entire chassis and engine compartment to this build. I swapped it all under there, and used AMT tires and painted the white letters on. These decals are actually Keith Mark's decals. I put those on there as I wanted something a little different than the Bumblebee stripe, and I saw his decals, and the Charger emblem right there is his decal as well. And same thing with that 446 pack on the air cleaner. Those are all his, and not to mention the 440 callouts, which he had Hemi also. I don't believe you can get the 383 callouts on the hood, but that's something I'd have to look into, because I didn't find too many. Well, actually the 383 wasn't available in the RT. It was 440, 446 pack, or Hemi. And then I put on a Revell mirror on there, because I like mirrors on my cars, so I do that, and you can kind of see the shine and from the vacuum formed windows. So I kind of like original glass, but this one, it has the vacuum form windows that Modelhaus provided, and this one, it came out really well, and it filled a hole in my collection, as I did not have a 70 Charger at the time. And then I had gathered the other two, the second resin Modelhaus one for 59 bucks, and so I've had that one a long time. Like I said, this one I built in 2004, and I'd gathered another one, and then I ended up running into the actual vintage MPC kit that the chrome was restored. And of course, Revell finally came out with their own, and I have two of those, which I wanted the stock kit. I bought the stock kit for that one, and Dom's Charger, the Fast and Furious 70 Charger, I got that one as well. I wasn't looking for that one either. It kind of came in a collection I bought. So I picked up a whole bunch of kits, and that one just stayed with me. And it's fun getting those things. But I figure that's enough on this. I'll keep showing you, and I'll have some more things. I really love that grill. MPC, I think, really nailed that grill. Even though this is a copy of it, they just really nailed that grill. But I'd be interested in your comments on what you think of the build here, and the color combo and everything. And I'll eventually build that other one. I've been kind of itching to do one of these chargers, and I got some ideas on what to do on one of them. But also on my question, on the trivia question, I'm real curious to see if anybody nails both of the cars that I left over. Like I said, 446 pack vehicles in 1970, just talking about 1970 only, that the Air Grabber Ram Charger package was not available in. I mentioned this, the 70 Charger obviously is one of them, and the bonus car that Mopar doesn't admit to, I mentioned, is the 70 Dodge Daytona, which also, same thing, it's the Charger platform, no Air Grabber hood available. But officially that car was not built, but 3 are known. I think that's really cool. But the other two, I'm curious what if you guys can name them. One of them I think you will. The other one is I think so obscure that you probably won't get it. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for all your comments and everything. And you guys enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you next weekend. Thank you.